A lot of the Indian bowlers start off being 140, 145. That's of course if you trust the speed guns. And then all of a sudden, next time you see them, they're 125, 130. Now, you were a bit like that. You started off being quick and you came down, but you were still successful. Why do you think that happens to a lot of these young boys, just sort of dropping in pace all the time?
Yeah, I think it's, there's a big workload on a lot of players, and sometimes when they come in, they've got that lot of energy because they're playing games few and far between, and suddenly they're thrust on the international scene. They've got to play a lot of cricket all the time, so to keep it up there is difficult. I think from a strength base, a lot of the South African, Australian kind of guys are very strong. They've worked on their bodies physically from an early age. It allows them to maintain the pace. From my side, I was quick when I first came on, but I was half the bowler. I could bang the ball in short, back of a length, and sort of get it through that chest area at a decent pace. But when it came to flatter wickets, trying to get it up and be effective, I wasn't very good at all. And I had to adjust things and realise that if I was going to be effective around the whole world, I had to change things and learn to shape the ball a little bit and get a little bit more pace closer to the bat. I think if I was 145 on a short ball, I was probably about 125 when I was up there. So I did change things, and I think I was very lucky also to play in South Africa. And if I'd played in the subcontinent my whole career, I don't think I would have had anywhere near the record that I've got. The South African conditions allowed for a bit of nip and tuck and assisted me, and it really did allow me just to do what I did best, and I could still be effective. So I had some good games in the subcontinent, and on a certain days it performed really well, but there's no ways I would have been the same if I'd brought up and played all my cricket there.
If an Ishant Sharma came to you now and said, what should I do? I've dropped pace, I'm sort of up and down, neither here nor there, what would you advise him?
Well, I don't know what's been done with him. It's difficult to comment on that, but from his side, I think from a strength perspective, he needs to try and get his body as strong as he can, from the core through to all the muscles that works with him. And he really needs to work on the fact of making sure that he's got an action that he can repeat, and he's got a body that can maintain its ability and energy throughout spells and throughout test matches. It's a hard one, but it's sometimes got to do with the wrist. You get your wrist in the certain right position, and you can all of a sudden gain 5 kilometers an hour. So there's different things you can work on, but I'm sure
why do some fast bowlers stay fast? Alan Donald was always fast bowler. Alan Donald was never 3/4 length, moving the ball around a little bit. Waqar Yunus dropped pace a little bit, but he was always fast bowler. Is it in the mind? Is it the way they train their bodies? What is it?
Yeah, I think it's got to do with the way you're physically built as well. Alan Donald was just a supreme athlete. He never spent any time in the gym, which was the surprising thing. Yeah, he hated the gym. He did his bit on the bicycle.
So what, God just gave him a body and said, go and bowl fast?
Flexible, and I think the thing too is he played a lot of cricket as a young kid and managed to bowl quick the whole time through there. So he learned up a cricket stamina, if you want to put it that way, to endure and continue to bowl that pace. Someone like Brett Lee, I know he trains hard in the gym. And really did sustain it for a long period of time, but it does take its toll. The injuries he's had in the latter part of his career show that they're not easy to keep it going.
This is big debate though in the cricket world, isn't there, that do you bowl more or do you go to the gym more?
Yeah, I'm always been a firm believer that you need to do your training and you need to do your running and your strength work and that, but at the end of the day there's no substitute for the muscles that you use when you bowl, and if you can get endurance in those muscles for a long period of time, that's where you're going to get your strength and your pace and your accuracy from. And sometimes I think they need to spend more time actually doing the bowling than running on treadmills and doing strength.
Is cricket about attitude or is it about talent?
Combination. I don't think you can say it's one. Talent, it obviously gets you to a certain place, and then the attitude takes over. There's no doubt about that. You've got to have that self-belief, that self-confidence. Every single one of us faces fear. Anyone who says he's been in the international stage and never feared anything is talking nonsense. You've all got your own fears, but if you can come up with an attitude to get over those and continue performing, I think that's the key. And attitude's huge.
And how do you overcome that fear of failure?
Well, as I say, I think everyone gets fear of failure at different times. At the start of your career, you want to make sure that you establish yourself. So there's the fear that you might get out of the setup and then lose favour. Even going out to bat, there's obviously fast bowlers. Everyone's got a bit of fear. But when you worked on your technique, you've done the yards and the work in the nets, you get an attitude and an aptitude to be able to deal with that. And you've got a technique that you've worked out how you're going to play it. when you get to the end of your career, the attitude of, well, I don't want to ruin my reputation kind of thing. So there's always the fears that go along. When you get out of form, when things aren't going well, there's a lot of fear that faces any international cricketer.
I know you played it towards the end of your career, Polly, but do you like 2020 cricket, or are you this good old-fashioned Peter Pollock son who always enjoys Test cricket and wants that kind of cricket to survive all the time?
No, definitely. It's for me, it's simple. Test cricket is the real test. It's a test of your skill, of your abilities, of your strength, of your mental attitude, of everything, every aspect of the game, and there's nowhere to hide. 2020 cricket is great. It's exciting. Creates a lot of interest and allows people to watch a lot of flair. But whether it's totally good for the game, and I'm not too sure. I think the jury's still out for me on that one. I'd hate to people to lose the old techniques and the old art of being good cricketers and being able to bat for long periods and bowl long spells. If everyone just was a good bowler of the Yorker and slow ball and that was it, I think the game of cricket would lose something.
So thank you very much, Shaun, for joining us. Now that, of course, you watch the game from 90 yards away and you have many different pursuits in life, I hope it goes as well for you as it did on the field.
Thank you.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen, Shaun Pollock on Opening Up.